Thanks for watching the house, Lynn. You're such a lifesaver. The text came with a photo of my sister Lexis lounging poolside at the Coral Bay Resort, her perfectly manicured nails wrapped around a cocktail that probably cost more than my weekly grocery budget. My name is Linda, and I was sitting in my parents' marble-clad kitchen, staring at their designer coffee machine I didn't know how to operate, wondering how I'd become the family's unpaid house-sitter while they lived it up in paradise. Seriously, though, I muttered to Princess, my parents' pampered white poodle, who was giving me judgmental looks from her custom bed. How did we get here? The answer, unfortunately, was a conversation from 3 weeks ago that still made my stomach churn. I'd been grading papers at my kitchen table, my actual kitchen table, the wobbly IKEA one with coffee stains, when Mom called. "Linda, darling, we need to talk." Her voice had that syrupy tone she used when she was about to deliver bad news wrapped in fake concern. "What's up, Mom?" "Well, the family's planning a little getaway to Coral Bay Resort. You know, the one featured in Architectural Digest. 5-star, absolutely divine." I'd felt a flutter of excitement. A family vacation sounded amazing. "That sounds incredible. When are we—" "Oh, sweetie." The pause stretched long enough for me to realize where this was heading. "We've been talking, and we think it might be better if you sat this one out." The words hit like a slap. "Excuse me?" "It's just that the resort is quite upscale, and we know how you feel about those kinds of places. Remember how uncomfortable you were at Lexis's engagement party at the country club? All those sideways looks when you showed up in that, what was it, Target dress? I'd loved that dress. It was navy blue, simple, elegant, or so I'd thought. Mum, I can handle a nice resort." "Of course you can, darling, but think about the expense, the spa treatments, the fine dining, the shopping excursions. We'd hate for you to feel left out when you can't participate in everything." Dad's voice had boomed in the background. "Tell her about the house-sitting. Right, we were hoping you could watch the house and take care of Princess. You know how she gets with strangers, and the house-sitter we usually use is booked. It would be such a help." I'd sat there, phone pressed to my ear, watching my reflection in my laptop screen. 31 years old, college-educated, employed, responsible, and somehow still the family charity case. "How long is this trip?" "Just a week, maybe 10 days if we decide to extend. The weather's supposed to be perfect." "And everyone else is going? Lexis, Cade, even Scarlett?" Scarlett wasn't even family, just Mum's friend who'd somehow become a permanent fixture at family events. "Well, yes, Lexis is bringing her photographer for some content creation. You know how important her brand is. And Cade's been so stressed with his new business venture. He needs this." Cade's business venture was a cryptocurrency podcast with 12 subscribers. But sure. What about Naomi? My cousin was usually my only ally at family gatherings. Naomi's coming too, of course. She's family. The message was clear. Everyone was family except me. "I see. You understand, don't you, sweetheart? We're just looking out for you, protecting you from an uncomfortable situation." I'd wanted to scream. Instead, I'd heard myself saying, "Sure, Mum, I understand." "Wonderful. We'll drop Princess off tomorrow. The house key is in the usual spot. Oh, and Linda, this stays between us, okay? No need to make the others feel guilty about having a nice time." Now, 3 weeks later, I was living in their McMansion, sleeping in my childhood bedroom that had been converted into Mum's craft room, surrounded by half-finished scrapbooks and expensive art supplies she'd used exactly once. My phone buzzed again. This time, it was the family group chat, the one I was mysteriously never added to, but somehow received screenshots from. Cade had posted a video of himself jet skiing, captioned, "Living my best life, the your blessed vacation, hot Kelly family vibes." Then Lexis, sunset dinner at Maria. The lobster here is insane. As luxury, life, hardship family time. Even Scarlett had chimed in. So grateful to be included in this amazing family adventure. The Kellys know how to do it right. I screenshot the messages and sent them to my best friend Sarah with a single word. Really? She called immediately. Are you kidding me right now? Nope, they're posting their luxury vacation while I'm here cleaning their toilets and walking their dog. This is insane, Linda. Even for your family, this is next-level cruel. I walked to the window, overlooking their perfectly manicured backyard. The worst part is, I actually believed Mom when she said it was for my own good, like I'm some kind of fragile flower who can't handle a nice hotel. You teach high school English. You deal with teenagers all day. You can handle anything. Apparently not a 5-star resort. Have you seen how much this place costs per night? I hadn't actually. Why? I looked it up. We're talking 15 grand minimum for a week, probably more with all their spa treatments and fancy dinners. $15,000. I made that in a month before taxes. Must be nice, I muttered. Linda, you need to stop letting them treat you like this. What am I supposed to do? They're my family. Family doesn't exclude you and then rub it in your face. After we hung up, I found myself wandering through their house, really looking at it for the first time. The marble countertops, the crystal chandeliers, the original artwork. Everything screamed money, money they claimed I wouldn't be comfortable around. Princess followed me, her little nails clicking on the hardwood floors. What do you think, Princess? Am I really that embarrassing? She tilted her head, and for a moment I could swear she looked sympathetic. My phone buzzed again. Another family photo, this one of all of them dressed up for dinner, glasses raised in a toast. The caption read, "To family, the people who matter most." I wasn't in the photo. I wasn't even in their thoughts. The house felt like a museum after 3 days alone. Every surface gleamed, every pillow sat perfectly arranged, and every family photo seemed to mock me from its expensive frame. I'd taken to eating cereal for dinner just to spite the fully stocked gourmet kitchen. "At least you appreciate me, right, Princess?" I said, scratching behind her ears as she curled up next to me on the forbidden white couch. My phone lit up with another notification. This time, it was a video call from the group chat. I could see the preview, all of them crowded around a phone screen, tropical drinks in hand, the ocean sparkling behind them. I declined the call. Immediately, my phone started ringing. "Mum, Linda, why didn't you answer the group call?" "I'm busy, house sitting, like you asked." "We wanted to show you the sunset. It's absolutely breathtaking here." "I'm sure it is." "You sound upset, darling. What's wrong?" I looked around at their palace, then down at my pyjama pants and oversized teaching conference t-shirt. "Nothing's wrong, Mom. Just tired." "Well, you should see the spa here. I had the most incredible massage today. And the food. Last night we had this 7-course tasting menu that was just Mom. And Lexi's got the most amazing content for her Instagram. The photographer she brought is just brilliant. He's been taking these stunning shots of all of us by the infinity pool." "Mum, I need to go." "Oh, of course. We're about to head to the casino anyway. Cade's feeling lucky tonight." After she hung up, I sat in their silent house, staring at the chandelier above the dining table, where I'd eaten exactly 0 meals growing up, because we always ate in the casual dining room. The formal one was for guests, important people. I wandered upstairs to Dad's home office, a room I'd barely been allowed in as a kid. His desk was massive, mahogany, covered with important-looking papers and expensive pens he probably never used. That's when I remembered. My emergency credit card. I'd given it to them 3 years ago, when Dad had some temporary cash flow issues with his business. "Just for emergencies," he'd said. "We'll never use it unless it's absolutely necessary." I kept it in my wallet, but I'd left a backup card here in Dad's desk drawer in case they ever needed it for a real emergency. I pulled open the drawer where I'd left it, behind his collection of Mont Blanc pens. Empty. I checked the other drawers. Nothing. Okay, that's weird, I muttered, trying to remember if I'd moved it somewhere else. My phone buzzed with a text from Lexis. OMG, the room service here is insane. We ordered champagne and strawberries for a midnight snack, living like queens. Then another from Cade. Just won $500 at blackjack. This vacation keeps getting better. I stared at the messages, something cold settling in my stomach. When was the last time I'd checked my credit card statements? I was usually obsessive about it, but I'd been so busy with end-of-semester grading. I grabbed my laptop and logged into my banking app, scrolling through recent transactions. Grocery store, gas station, Amazon order for classroom supplies, Netflix subscription. Then I saw it. Coral Bay Resort and Spa, 15 yen. Boy 783. The charge was from 4 days ago, the day they'd arrived. What the hell? I clicked on the transaction details, my hands shaking. The charge was definitely from the resort. The same resort where my family was currently living it up while I house-sat like some kind of unpaid servant. My phone rang. Sarah. Hey, how's the house-sitting going? Are you slowly going insane yet? Sarah, I think my family stole my credit card. What? I explained about the missing card and the charge. Sarah was quiet for a long moment. Linda, that's not just stealing. That's fraud. That's a felony. It has to be a mistake. Maybe the resort mixed up the payment method or something. A $15,000 mistake? Come on. I was already pulling up the resort's website, looking for a contact number. I'll call them. There has to be an explanation. Linda, wait. Before you call, think about this. Your family excluded you from this vacation, made you feel like garbage about not being able to afford it, and then secretly used your money to pay for it. We don't know that's what happened, don't we? I hung up and immediately called the resort. Coral Bay Resort, this is Jerry speaking. How can I help you? Hi, I'm calling about a charge on my credit card, Linda Kelly. There's a charge for over $15,000 from 4 days ago, and I think there might be some mistake. Let me look that up for you. Can you provide the last 4 digits of the card? I gave him the information, my heart pounding. I see the charge here. This was for a premium ocean view suite, spa packages, dining credits, and activities for a party of 6. The reservation was made by Alexis Kelly. Are you related? She's my sister. The card was provided at check-in as the primary payment method for all charges during the stay. My vision blurred. All charges? Yes, Mum, any additional expenses during their stay will be charged to this card as well. I hung up without saying goodbye. They'd used my card, my emergency credit card that was supposed to be for actual emergencies. They'd used it to pay for their luxury vacation while telling me I couldn't come because I couldn't afford it. My phone buzzed again. Another family photo, this one of them all dressed up for some fancy dinner, champagne glasses raised. The caption read, "So blessed to be here with the people who matter most. Family, seid grateful, seid living your best life." I screenshot it and sent it to Sarah with a message. They're using my money to pay for the vacation I was too poor to attend. She called immediately. I'm coming over. Sarah, you don't need to. I'm coming over right now. Don't do anything until I get there. After she hung up, I sat in Dad's office chair, staring at the empty drawer where my credit card should have been. Princess wandered in and sat at my feet, looking up at me with those big, sympathetic eyes. They really did it, didn't they, Princess? They actually stole from me. She whined softly like she understood. My phone lit up with another notification. A fraud alert from my bank. Unusual spending pattern detected on your account. Please verify recent charges or call our fraud hotline immediately. Even my bank knew something was wrong. I was still staring at the alert when another text came through, this one from Mom. Having the most wonderful time. You would have loved the sunset tonight. Miss you. The audacity was breathtaking. Sarah arrived 20 minutes later with a bottle of wine and murder in her eyes. Show me everything, she said, not even bothering with hello. I pulled up my banking app on my laptop. Look at this, $15,000, and according to the resort, any additional charges go on my card too. Jesus Christ, Linda, this is insane. Sarah poured herself a glass of wine without asking. What did your parents say when you confronted them? I haven't confronted them yet. What? Why not? Because I wanted to be sure before I accused my own family of stealing from me. Sarah gave me a look. Honey, the evidence is right there. Your missing card, the charge, the timing. What more do you need? I was about to answer when my phone buzzed with a text from Naomi. Hey, cuz, hope you're doing okay house sitting. Family seems to be having a blast. Kinda wish I was home, though. This place is a bit much for me. Wait, I said, showing Sarah the text. Naomi's there too. She might know something. I called her immediately. Linda, how's Princess treating you? She's fine. Naomi, can I ask you something? How did everyone pay for this vacation? I mean, it's pretty expensive. There was a pause. I'm not really sure. I just paid my own way. Why? Did you see how Mum and Dad paid? Or Lexis? Actually, that's weird you mention it. I saw Lexis hand over a credit card at check-in, but she was being really secretive about it. Wouldn't let anyone see it. My stomach dropped. What do you mean secretive? She, covered it with her hand when she gave it to the front desk guy. And when Cade asked whose card it was, she just said, "Don't worry about it," and changed the subject. Sarah was making throat-slitting gestures at me. Naomi, this is going to sound crazy, but I think they used my credit card. What? No way! That's not possible. I'm looking at a $15,000 charge on my account right now, from your resort, from the day you guys checked in. Oh my God. Linda, are you serious? Dead serious? I need to think about this. Let me see what I can find out without being obvious about it. After we hung up, Sarah was pacing around the kitchen. This is fraud, Linda. Plain and simple. You need to call the police. They're my family. They're criminals. They stole $15,000 from you. Maybe there's an explanation. Stop! Sarah slammed her wineglass down. Stop making excuses for them. They excluded you from a family vacation, made you feel like garbage about your finances, and then secretly used your money to pay for it. There's no innocent explanation for that. I knew she was right, but the thought of calling the police on my own family made me sick. Let me see if I can find any other evidence first. I spent the next hour going through Dad's office more thoroughly. In his filing cabinet, I found a folder labelled Vacation Planning. Inside were printouts of the resort booking, activity reservations, spa appointments, everything planned and paid for with my card. But it was the text message screenshots that made my blood boil. There, printed out like some kind of trophy, was a conversation between Mom and Lexis from 2 weeks ago. Mom, Linda's card should cover everything. She never checks her statements anyway. Lexis, are you sure? What if she finds out? Mom, she won't, and even if she does, what's she going to do? She needs us more than we need her. Lexis, true, plus we can always say it was an emergency or something. Mom, exactly, she gave us the card for emergencies. This counts. Lexis, a mental health emergency. Perfect. We'll tell her the stress of planning was affecting our health. I read the messages 3 times, each time feeling like I'd been punched in the gut. Sarah, look at this. She read over my shoulder, her face getting redder with each line. I'm calling the police. Wait, I grabbed her arm. Let me try something first. I opened Instagram and searched for Lexis's account. Her latest post was from an hour ago, a video of her getting a massage at the resort spa, captioned, "Sometimes you just need to treat yourself. Life's too short not to live luxuriously. Thanks to my amazing family for making this possible. A blessed, luxury life. What's done, family first." The comments were full of people praising her success and asking how she could afford such an expensive vacation. Her response to one comment made me see red. "Hard work pays off. Unlike some people, I don't make excuses about money. I make it happen." "She's literally bragging about stealing my money," I said, showing Sarah the phone. "That's it. I'm done watching you get walked on." Sarah grabbed my laptop. "We're reporting this card stolen right now." "Sarah, wait. No, they want to play games? Let's play games." She was already pulling up my bank's website. "What's your login?" I hesitated for exactly 3 seconds before giving her my information. "Fraud reporting," she muttered, clicking through the menus. "Here, report unauthorized charges." Boom. "What are you doing?" "I'm reporting your card as stolen and disputing the charges," which is exactly what happened. "But they're still at the resort. If the bank freezes the card, then they'll have to figure out how to pay for their luxury vacation themselves, like adults." The form was surprisingly simple. Date of theft, amount of fraudulent charges, brief description of circumstances. Sarah typed, "Card was taken without permission and used to pay for vacation I was not invited on. Charges made by family members who had access to my home." "Sarah, I don't know about this." "Linda, they literally have text messages joking about stealing from you. They called you too poor to come on vacation and then used your money to pay for it. What exactly are you unsure about?" She was right. I knew she was right. "Submit it," I said quietly. She clicked the button. Done. The bank will freeze the card within the hour and start a fraud investigation. My phone immediately buzzed with a confirmation text from the bank. "We've received your fraud report. Your card has been temporarily suspended while we investigate. You will not be responsible for unauthorized charges." "What happens now?" I asked. Sarah smiled grimly. "Now we wait for the fireworks." As if on cue, my phone lit up with a new post from Cade. "About to hit the casino again, feeling lucky. This vacation just keeps getting better." "Oh," Sarah said, reading over my shoulder, "this is going to be good." I barely slept that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I imagined my family's faces when their card got declined. Part of me felt sick about it. The other part felt a dark satisfaction I'd never experienced before. Sarah had crashed on the couch, claiming she wanted to be there for the show. She was making coffee when my phone started buzzing at 7 a.m. "It's starting," she said, grinning. The first call was from an unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. "Linda, this is Jerry from Coral Bay Resort. We need to speak with you urgently regarding your account. Please call us back as soon as possible." The second call came 5 minutes later. Mum, "Linda, darling, we're having a small issue with the payment method here. Can you give us a call when you get this?" Her voice was tight, controlled, the voice she used when she was furious but trying to hide it. "Should I call her back?" I asked Sarah. "Absolutely not. Let them sweat." My phone buzzed with a text from Naomi. "Linda, something weird is happening. Lexis is freaking out about some payment issue. She's been on the phone with the front desk for an hour." Then another from Cade. "Yo sis, call Mom ASAP. Some drama going down here." I screenshot both messages and sent them to Sarah. "This is really happening." Good, they deserve every second of panic they're feeling right now. The resort called again. This time, I answered. "Miss Linda, this is Jerry from Coral Bay. We spoke yesterday about the charge on your card." "Yes, I remember. We're having some issues processing additional charges to your account. Your bank is saying the card has been reported as stolen." "That's correct. I reported it stolen yesterday." There was a pause. I see. Well, that puts us in a difficult position. Your family has incurred additional charges since check-in, and we need an alternative payment method immediately. What kind of additional charges? Spa services, room service, casino charges, shopping at our boutique. The total additional amount is currently $8,200 in 4 days. I understand your position, I said, but I can't help you. That card was stolen and used without my permission. Miss Linda, your family is saying this is a misunderstanding. They're asking if you could call them to sort this out. There's no misunderstanding. I did not authorize any charges on that card. Another pause. I see. Well, we'll need to speak with them about alternative payment arrangements then. After I hung up, Sarah was practically bouncing. How much did they spend? Over $8,000 in 4 days, on top of the original 15. Jesus, what do they think you are, a bank? My phone started ringing again. Mum? Don't answer it, Sarah said. I have to eventually. Not yet, let them panic a little more. Instead, I called Naomi. Linda, what the hell is going on? Lexis is having a complete meltdown. She's locked herself in the bathroom and won't come out. What's she saying? Something about the card being frozen and how this is all a huge mistake. Mum's trying to call you, but you're not answering. Dad's yelling at the resort manager. It's chaos. What about you? How are you paying for your stuff? I have my own card, remember? I'm fine. But Linda, they're saying you need to call the bank and fix this. They're acting like it's your fault somehow. My fault? Yeah, like you should have warned them or something. It's really weird. After we hung up, I stared at my phone. 23 missed calls from various family members, dozens of texts ranging from concerned to demanding to downright nasty. The latest one from Lexis made my jaw drop. Linda, I don't know what game you're playing, but you need to fix this right now. You're embarrassing our entire family. People are staring. This is humiliating. Look at this, I showed Sarah the text. The audacity. She steals your money and then blames you for the consequences. My phone rang again. This time, it was a group video call from the family chat. Answer it, Sarah said. I want to see their faces. I accepted the call. The screen filled with chaos. I could see Mom, Dad, Lexis, Cade and Scarlett all crowded around someone's phone. They looked frazzled, stressed and furious. Linda! Mum's voice was shrill. Thank God you answered. We need you to call your bank immediately and clear up this misunderstanding. What misunderstanding? The card being reported stolen. It's obviously a mistake. We're family. Actually, it's not a mistake. I reported it stolen because it was stolen. The silence was deafening. What are you talking about? Dad's voice boomed from off-screen. I'm talking about you taking my credit card without permission and using it to pay for a vacation you specifically excluded me from. Linda, sweetheart, Mum's voice took on that patronizing tone. We had permission. You gave us that card for emergencies. This wasn't an emergency. Of course it was. We needed a family bonding experience. The stress of planning was affecting our health. I couldn't help but laugh. You used the exact excuse from your text messages. What text messages? The ones I found in Dad's office. The ones where you and Lexis joke about me never checking my statements and how I need you more than you need me. The colour drained from Mum's face. Linda, Lexis jumped in. You're being ridiculous. It's just money. Family helps family. Family includes family in vacations. They don't steal from each other. We didn't steal anything, Cade shouted. You're being dramatic. $23,000, Cade. That's how much you've spent on my card. It's not that much. It's more than I make in a month. Suddenly, I could see someone in a uniform approaching them in the background. Hotel security. Folks, we need to resolve this payment issue now, a man's voice said off camera. Linda? Mum's voice was desperate now. Please, just call the bank. Tell them it was a mistake. No. What do you mean, no? I mean, no. You made your choice when you excluded me from this vacation. You made your choice when you took my card without asking. You made your choice when you spent $23,000 of my money while telling me I was too poor to come with you. Linda, be reasonable. I am being reasonable. You want to act like I'm not family. Fine, handle your own problems. Sally, if you don't fix this right now, Mum's voice turned cold, you're going to regret it. We're your family. We can make your life very difficult. More difficult than it already is. You've spent years making me feel like I'm not good enough for this family. Well, congratulations. You finally convinced me. I could see the security guard getting closer. Linda, please, Lexis started. I hung up and immediately blocked all their numbers. Holy shit, Sarah said. That was incredible. My hands were shaking, but I felt lighter somehow. Like I'd been holding my breath for years and finally exhaled. What happens now? I asked. Now they figure out how to pay for their own vacation, like adults. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number, probably one of them using someone else's phone. But it was from Naomi. Linda, I saw everything. I'm so sorry. I had no idea they were using your money. This is so messed up. At least someone in my family had a conscience. Thanks, I texted back. How bad is it there? Bad. Security is talking to them now. I think they might have to leave. Perfect. 2 hours later, my phone rang from another unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity got the better of me. Linda, thank God. It was Scarlett, her voice panicked. You have to help us. They're threatening to call the police. Who's threatening to call the police? The resort. They say if we don't pay immediately, they're going to have us arrested for fraud. I put the phone on speaker so Sarah could hear. That sounds like a problem you need to solve, Scarlett. Linda, please. I didn't know they were using your card. I thought they were paying for everything themselves. Then why are you calling me? Because they said you could fix this. Just call your bank and tell them it was a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. But Linda, Scarlett, you're not even family. Why are you involved in this? There was a pause. Your mum said. She said if I helped convince you, they'd pay for my part of the trip too. Of course they did. Well, good luck with that. I hung up and immediately got another call from yet another unknown number. Linda! Cade's voice was frantic. Dude, you have to fix this. They're making us pack our bags. Good. What do you mean, good? This is insane. We're your family. Family doesn't steal from each other, Cade. We didn't steal. We borrowed. Without asking. That's called stealing. Look, I'll pay you back, okay? Just call the bank. With what money? Your podcast doesn't make any money. I'll figure it out. Come on, Linda, don't be like this. Don't be like what? Don't be upset that you spent my rent money on casino chips. It wasn't that much. $8,000 at the casino, Cade. 8,000. The line went quiet. How do you know that? The resort told me. Every charge goes to my card, remember? Shit. Linda, I'm sorry, okay? I got carried away, but you can afford it. You don't have kids or a mortgage or anything. I don't have kids because I can't afford them. I don't have a mortgage because I can't afford one. And now I definitely can't afford anything because you spent $23,000 of my money. Linda, please. I hung up. Sarah was recording everything on her phone. This is better than reality TV. My phone buzzed with a text from Naomi. They're in the lobby with security now. It's really bad. Lexis is crying. Your dad is yelling at everyone. People are taking pictures. People are taking pictures? Another text. Yeah, other guests. Someone recognized Lexis from Instagram. This is going to be all over social media. I couldn't help but smile. Lexis lived for social media attention, just not this kind. My phone rang again. This time, It was a video call from an unknown number. "Don't answer it," Sarah said. "I want to see what's happening." I accepted the call. The screen showed chaos in what looked like the resort lobby. I could see my entire family huddled together, surrounded by luggage, while a man in a suit, presumably Jerry, the manager, stood nearby with 2 security guards. "Linda!" Mum's face appeared on screen, tear-streaked and desperate. "You have to help us. They're treating us like criminals." "You are criminals. You committed credit card fraud." "Oh, we're your family." Family doesn't exclude each other from vacations and then steal their money to pay for it. Jerry stepped into view. "Miss Linda, this is Jerry from the resort. I need to inform you that if this payment issue isn't resolved in the next 30 minutes, we'll have no choice but to involve local authorities." "I understand. That's between you and them. But they're claiming you authorized these charges." I absolutely did not. I've already filed a fraud report with my bank. You have the documentation." "Yes, we do. Thank you for clarifying." Jerry stepped away, and suddenly Dad's face filled the screen, red with anger. "Linda, you stop this nonsense right now. You're embarrassing this entire family." "I'm embarrassing the family. You stole $23,000 from me." "We didn't steal anything. That money was just sitting in your account doing nothing." "It was my emergency fund." "Well, this is an emergency." "An emergency you created by excluding me and then stealing from me." Lexis pushed Dad aside, her makeup running down her face. "Linda, I'm begging you. My followers are here. People are recording this. You're ruining my brand." "Your brand? Your brand is built on stolen money." "It's not stolen. We're family." "Then why didn't you ask permission?" "Because," she faltered, "because you knew I'd say no. Because you knew this was wrong." "Linda," Mum's voice was getting shrill, "if you don't fix this right now, you're out of this family. Do you hear me? Out." "Good. I never felt like I was in it anyway." "You'll regret this. When you need us, we won't be there." "When have you ever been there for me?" The silence stretched long enough that I could hear other resort guests murmuring in the background. "We raised you," Dad shouted. "You raised me to be your backup plan, your emergency fund, your house sitter. Well, congratulations, you finally pushed me too far." I could see Jerry approaching them again with the security guards. "Folks, time's up. We need a resolution now." "Linda," Lexis screamed, please. Figure it out yourselves." I hung up and immediately blocked that number too. Sarah was staring at me with something like awe. I have never seen anything like that in my life. "I can't believe I just did that. I can't believe you didn't do it sooner." My phone buzzed with a text from Naomi. "Holy shit, Linda. They're being escorted out by security. Lexis is having a complete breakdown. People are definitely filming this." Then another. "Your mum just screamed, 'This is all Linda's fault,' loud enough for the whole lobby to hear." And another. "I'm staying. I paid my own way and I'm not involved in this mess. But Linda, I think you did the right thing." I screenshot Naomi's messages and sent them to Sarah. "Your cousin seems cool. She's the only one with any sense." My phone rang one more time, another unknown number. "Don't answer it," Sarah said. But I was curious. I picked up. "Linda?" It was a voice I didn't recognize. "This is Channel 7 News. We understand there was an incident at Coral Bay Resort involving your family. Would you like to comment?" I hung up immediately. "Oh shit," Sarah said. "It's going public." "What do you mean?" "Someone must have posted the videos online. If the news is calling you." She was already pulling up social media on her phone. "Look at this." She showed me a TikTok video titled, "Entitled Family Gets Kicked Out of Luxury Resort." It had been posted 20 minutes ago and already had 50,000 views. The video showed my family being escorted through the lobby by security, Lexis sobbing dramatically, Mom shouting about how this was all a misunderstanding. The comments were brutal. This is what happens when you live beyond your means. The entitlement is unreal. That girl crying is a whole mood, but not in a good way. I would die of embarrassment. Linda, Sarah said quietly, I think you just won. By Monday morning, the videos had gone viral. Sarah showed me the numbers over coffee. 3 million views across TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Someone had even made it into a meme. Look at this one, she said, showing me her phone. It's Lexis crying with the caption, when you realise other people's money runs out. I was scrolling through the comments when my phone rang. My principal, Mrs. Rodriguez. Linda, I need you to come in early today. We need to talk. My stomach dropped. Is everything okay? Just come in. My office, 7:30. She hung up without explanation. Shit, I said to Sarah. This is about the videos, isn't it? Maybe not. Maybe it's something else. But we both knew it wasn't. I got to school 45 minutes early, my hands shaking as I walked to the main office. Mrs. Rodriguez was waiting with a cup of coffee and a grim expression. Sit down, Linda. I sat. I got a very interesting phone call this weekend from your mother. Of course she did. She's claiming you committed credit card fraud and that you're under investigation by the police. That's not true. She also said you've been stealing from your family for years and that you're mentally unstable. None of that is true. Mrs. Rodriguez leaned back in her chair. I figured as much. Your mother was very dramatic. But Linda, there are videos all over social media. Students are talking about it. Parents are asking questions. I can explain. I don't need you to explain. I need you to understand that this is a problem. The school board is concerned about negative publicity. Are you firing me? No, but you're going to take a few days off while this blows over. Paid leave. Let the internet find something else to obsess over. Relief flooded through me. Thank you. Linda, off the record, your family sounds like a nightmare. But on the record, you need to be careful. This kind of attention can follow you. I was walking to my car when my phone rang. Unknown number. Linda, this is Detective Martinez with the County Sheriff's Office. We need to speak with you about a fraud complaint that was filed against you. My blood turned to ice. A fraud complaint? Yes, ma'am. Can you come to the station this afternoon? Am I under arrest? No, ma'am. We just need to get your side of the story. After I hung up, I called Sarah immediately. They filed a police report against me. What? Those bastards? I have to go to the police station this afternoon. I'm coming with you, and we're bringing every piece of evidence we have. I spent the morning gathering everything, the printed text messages, bank statements, the resort confirmation emails, screenshots of my family's social media posts bragging about the vacation. By the time Sarah picked me up, I had a folder thick with documentation. Detective Martinez was younger than I expected, maybe early 30s, with kind eyes and a no-nonsense attitude. Miss Linda, I understand your family filed a complaint claiming you falsely reported your credit card as stolen. That's correct. And they're saying you gave them permission to use the card? I did not. I laid out everything, the excluded invitation, the missing card, the secret text messages, the charges I never authorized. Detective Martinez read through the text messages twice. These are from your mother and sister? Yes, I found them printed out in my father's office. Oh, and you have proof you were excluded from this vacation. I showed him screenshots of the family group chat, the posts about the vacation I wasn't invited to, Lexis's Instagram stories bragging about the trip. Miss Linda, this is pretty clear cut. You were the victim of credit card fraud. So I'm not in trouble? No, Mum. In fact, I'll be recommending charges against your family members. Charges? Credit card fraud? Identity theft, possibly conspiracy. This is serious stuff. I felt dizzy. I don't want to press charges. I just wanted my money back. I understand, but the state might press charges anyway. This is a felony. When I got home, Naomi was sitting on my parents' front porch. Linda, thank God, I've been trying to reach you all day. What are you doing here? I thought you were still at the resort. I flew home this morning. I couldn't stay after everything. We went inside and Naomi immediately started talking. Linda, it was so much worse after you hung up. They had to call their friends to wire money just to pay the hotel bill. Your dad was screaming at everyone. Lexis locked herself in the bathroom for 3 hours. How did they finally pay? Mum had to call her sister in California and beg for a loan. It was humiliating. Good. But Linda, they're not done. They're telling everyone you're mentally ill. They're saying you've been stealing from them for years and that this was revenge. The detective already told me they filed a police report. They did more than that. They called your school, your landlord, even some of your friends. They're trying to destroy your reputation. My phone buzzed with a text from my landlord. Linda, I received a concerning call about you. Please call me when you get this. Then another from my friend Jessica. Hey, your mum called me asking weird questions about your mental health. What's going on? They're trying to ruin my life, I said, showing Naomi the texts. I know. And Linda, there's something else. What? I recorded some of their conversations after you hung up, when they thought no one was listening. She pulled out her phone and played a recording. I could hear Mum's voice clearly. This is all Linda's fault. She's always been jealous of us. We need to make sure everyone knows she's unstable. Then Lexis. We should say she's been stealing from us for years. Make her look like the bad guy. And Dad? I'll call her work, her friends, everyone. By the time we're done, no one will believe her side. They planned this, I said, staring at the phone. They planned all of it. The vacation, using your card, and now destroying your reputation. Naomi, why are you showing me this? Because it's wrong. Because I've watched them treat you like garbage your whole life, and I'm tired of staying quiet. What do you want me to do with this? Whatever you want. But Linda, you have proof now. Proof that they're lying about everything. I looked at the recording, then at all the evidence spread across the coffee table. I want to call Detective Martinez. Good. And Naomi, thank you, for finally standing up for me. I should have done it years ago. As I dialed the detective's number, I realized something had shifted. I wasn't just defending myself anymore. I was fighting back. And this time, I had ammunition. Detective Martinez listened to Naomi's recording 3 times before speaking. This changes everything. They're not just guilty of fraud, they're actively trying to obstruct justice by discrediting the victim. What happens now? I asked. Now we bring them in for questioning, all of them. Even Scarlett? If she was part of the conspiracy, yes. My phone had been buzzing non-stop with calls from unknown numbers. Finally, I answered one. Linda, this is Mum. We need to talk. Through lawyers? Don't be ridiculous. We're family. We can work this out. You called my boss and told her I was mentally ill. We're worried about you. This behaviour isn't normal. What behaviour? Standing up for myself? Destroying your family over money. It's sick. I put the phone on speaker so Naomi could hear. Mum, I have recordings of you planning to ruin my reputation. The silence stretched for 10 seconds. I don't know what you're talking about. Really? Because I have you on tape saying this is all my fault and that you need to make everyone think I'm unstable. That's taken out of context. What context makes that okay? Linda, you're being manipulated. Someone is turning you against your family. The only person who manipulated me was you for 31 years. We gave you everything. We raised you, fed you, clothed you. You gave me scraps and made me grateful for them. You excluded me from family events, made me feel worthless, and then stole my money when you thought I wouldn't fight back. We didn't steal anything. $23,000, Mum. That's what you stole. It's just money. It's my money. Money I saved by living in a tiny apartment and driving a 10-year-old car while you lived in your mansion and judged me for not being successful enough. Linda, please. No, I'm done. The police have everything. The recordings, the text messages, the bank records. You want to destroy my reputation? Go ahead, but I'm taking you down with me. I hung up and immediately blocked the number. Holy shit, Naomi said. I've never heard you talk to her like that. I've never been this angry before. My phone rang again. This time it was Lexis, calling from yet another unknown number. Linda, please, you have to stop this. The police called. They want to question me. Good. This is insane. It's just money. I'll pay you back. With what? Your Instagram sponsorships? Your fake lifestyle that's built on other people's money? It's not fake. Really? Because I looked up your engagement. The ring was rented. The venue was comped in exchange for posts. Even your dress was borrowed. How do you... I did my research, Lexis. Your whole life is fake. You're just jealous. Of what? Your credit card debt, your fake friends, your complete lack of integrity. I have a brand. I have followers. You have nothing, and after those videos went viral, you'll have even less. Linda, please, I'm begging you, call off the police. I can't call them off. They're doing their job. But I'm your sister. Sisters don't steal from each other. Sisters don't exclude each other from family vacations. Sisters don't try to destroy each other's lives when they get caught. I never meant for it to go this far. Yes, you did. You planned all of it. The vacation, the theft, the cover-up. I have recordings, Lexis. The line went quiet. What recordings? Naomi recorded you and Mom planning to destroy my reputation, planning to call my work and my friends and make them think I'm crazy. Naomi did what? She finally grew a spine and did the right thing. That little bitch. Don't you dare blame Naomi for your problems. She's the only one in this family with any decency left. Linda, I'm sorry, okay? I'm really sorry. Just please make this stop. It's too late for sorry. What do you want? Money? I'll get you the money. I want you to face the consequences of your actions. But the police should have been called years ago. Linda, please. I hung up. Within an hour, Cade called. Dude, what the hell? The cops want to talk to me too. Then talk to them. I didn't do anything. You spent $8,000 of my money at a casino. I was going to pay you back. When? With what money? I would have figured it out. Cade, you're 28 years old and you've never held a job for more than 6 months. Your podcast has 12 subscribers. What exactly were you going to pay me back with? I don't know, but I would have. No, you wouldn't have. You would have pretended it never happened, just like you always do. This is going to ruin my life. Good. Maybe it's time you learned that actions have consequences. Linda, come on, we're family. Family doesn't steal from family. It was just money. It was my money, money I needed, money I saved by living like a monk while you all lived like kings. We didn't know. You didn't care. There's a difference. Linda, please. No, I'm done protecting all of you from yourselves. I'm done being your safety net. I'm done being the family scapegoat. What's that supposed to mean? It means you're on your own, all of you. I hung up and turned to Naomi. How do you feel? She asked. Exhausted, but also free. They're going to keep calling. Let them. I'm not answering. They might show up here. Then I'll call the police. Linda, are you sure about this? Once you go down this road, there's no going back. I looked around my parents' house, the house I'd been cleaning and maintaining while they vacationed on my money. The house where I'd never felt welcome. The house full of family photos that rarely included me. I've been trying to go back my whole life, Naomi. Back to a family that never wanted me in the first place. I'm tired of begging for scraps from people who see me as less than. So what now? Now I let the police do their job, and I start building a life that doesn't revolve around trying to earn love from people who are incapable of giving it. My phone buzzed with a text from Detective Martinez. We've scheduled interviews with all family members for tomorrow. Thank you for your cooperation. I showed Naomi the text. It's really happening, she said. Yeah, it is. For the first time in weeks, I felt like I could breathe. The police interviews happened on a Tuesday. I wasn't allowed to watch, but Detective Martinez called me afterward. Your family lawyered up fast, he said, but the evidence is overwhelming. The district attorney is moving forward with charges. What kind of charges? Credit card fraud, identity theft, conspiracy to commit fraud. Your brother's looking at additional charges for the casino spending. What happens now? Now they face the consequences. That evening, Naomi and I were packing up my parents' house when someone started pounding on the front door. Linda, open this door right now! Dad's voice boomed through the wood. Don't answer it, Naomi whispered. The pounding continued. I know you're in there. We need to talk. I called 911. This is Linda. I need police at 1247 Maple Drive. My family is harassing me and I have a restraining order pending. Officers are on the way. The pounding stopped. Through the window I could see Dad, Mom and Lexis huddled by their car, arguing in heated whispers. When the police arrived, Officer Chen, wait, that's not right. Officer Williams approached the door. Miss Linda, we got your call. I explained the situation. He walked over to my family and had a brief conversation. I couldn't hear what was said, but I saw Dad's face turn red and Mum start crying. Officer Williams came back to the door. They're leaving now, but ma'am, you might want to consider that restraining order sooner rather than later. I will. After the police left, my phone started buzzing with texts from unknown numbers, all from my family using different phones. Mum, you've destroyed this family. I hope you're happy. Lexis, everyone knows what you did. You'll never live this down. Cade, thanks for ruining my life over money, sis. Dad, you're no daughter of mine. I screenshot all of them and sent them to Detective Martinez. His response was immediate. This constitutes witness intimidation. Forwarding to DA. The next morning, Sarah brought coffee and newspapers. You made the local paper, she said, spreading it on the kitchen table. The headline read, Local family charged in credit card fraud scheme. There was a photo of Lexis from her Instagram, looking glamorous and fake. Listen to this, Sarah said, reading aloud. The victim's own daughter reported the theft after discovering her family had excluded her from the vacation they were secretly charging to her credit card. Victim? That's weird to read. Why? I've never thought of myself as a victim before. Linda, you've been a victim your whole life. You just finally did something about it. My phone rang. Jerry from the resort. Miss Linda, I wanted to update you on the situation. Your family's been banned from all our properties permanently. Okay. Augie also, we've recovered some additional evidence. Security footage of your sister explicitly instructing staff to charge everything to Linda's card. We're forwarding it to the police. Thank you. Mom, I've been in hospitality for 20 years. I've never seen anything like what your family did. I'm sorry you had to go through that. After he hung up, I realized something had shifted. People were treating me with respect, like I mattered. Naomi walked into the kitchen carrying Princess. I talked to my mom, she said. She wants you to know that not everyone in the family agrees with what they did. Your mum barely talks to me. She said she's ashamed she didn't speak up sooner. She's seen how they treated you at family gatherings. And she wants to invite you to Thanksgiving this year, just our side of the family. I stared at her. Really? Really, she said it's time someone in this family treated you like you belong. My phone buzzed with a call from Mrs. Rodriguez. Linda, you can come back to work tomorrow. The school board reviewed everything and cleared you completely. What about the rumours? What rumours? Everyone's seen the news. You're the victim here, not the perpetrator. Your students have been asking about you. They have. They're proud of you for standing up for yourself. Apparently, you're trending on TikTok as the teacher who fought back. When I returned to school, something amazing happened. My students treated me like a hero. Miss Linda, Ashley ran up to me before first period. We saw the videos. You totally owned your family. Ashley, that's not really. No, seriously, my mum said you did exactly what she would have done. She said your family sounds awful. Other students chimed in. My dad said $23,000 is like a whole car. I can't believe they excluded you and then used your money. You're like famous now. During lunch, my colleague Janet sat down next to me. Linda, I owe you an apology. For what? I always thought you were just quiet, withdrawn. I didn't realise you were dealing with family abuse. It wasn't abuse. Linda, what they did to you was absolutely abuse. Financial abuse, emotional abuse, psychological manipulation. I'm glad you finally fought back. That afternoon, Detective Martinez called with an update. Your mother and sister pled guilty to avoid trial. They're getting probation and have to pay full restitution plus penalties. What about Cade and Dad? Your brother's going to trial. The casino charges make his case more serious. Your father, his lawyer's trying to work out a plea deal. And Scarlett? Charges dropped. She cooperated fully and provided additional evidence against your family. What kind of evidence? Text messages where your sister bragged about using Linda's emergency fund for emergencies that were actually fun. Even Scarlett had turned on them. That evening, I was grading papers when Naomi knocked on the door. I have something for you, she said, holding out an envelope. Inside was a check for $25,000. What is this? Restitution plus interest and penalties. The court ordered it. I stared at the check. More money than I'd ever seen at once. Naomi, what am I supposed to do with this? Whatever you want. It's yours. It was always yours. I was thinking, maybe I could put a down payment on a house. That sounds perfect. And maybe I could host Thanksgiving this year, in my own place. I'd love that. As Naomi left, I looked around my tiny apartment. For the first time in my life, it felt like home. Not because it was fancy or impressive, but because it was mine. Earned with my own money, filled with my own things, shared with people who actually wanted to be there. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. I almost ignored it, but something made me look. It was from Lexis. I'm sorry. Just 2 words. No explanation, no excuses, no manipulation. I stared at the message for a long time, then deleted it without responding. Some apologies come too late. Some bridges, once burned, can't be rebuilt. And sometimes that's exactly how it should be. Princess, who I'd somehow ended up keeping after my parents couldn't afford her care anymore, jumped onto my lap and settled in for the evening. What do you think, Princess? Ready to start over? She licked my hand, and I took that as a yes. Outside, it started to rain, but inside, everything felt warm and bright, and finally mine.